And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Saturday. We are continuing on with day 27 of our 73-day NFL draft countdown, looking at a NFL draft prospect every day. And today we got a wide receiver from Florida who got a lot of burn this year. Usually just kind of a utility player the last 3 seasons, but this season kind of stepping up into his wide receiver role. So we'll see what he's got. And then obviously breaking down the NBA and doing all that fun stuff. So let's start it here with the stories of the day. And the first one to talk about, I mean, we kind of brought this one up a little bit yesterday. Cam Newton re-signed with the Patriots, a $14 million deal. But we knew that it was very heavy incentive-wise because we get the details here now. $5 million base. All right, that's kind of exactly what I would pay Cam Newton. Not really that much. Got to see him kind of step it up, but I mean, this is tremendous value for a solid veteran quarterback that can go in, maybe just kind of mentor and, prep the next quarterback that they probably get in this draft. I still think only giving Cam Newton $5 million, I still think that the Patriots are going to go heavy with a quarterback in the draft, probably Mac Jones. I just feel like he kind of just screams and fits the Patriots system, what I saw with him in Alabama. So Cam Newton's going to be probably the starter. Still think that the Patriots draft a quarterback here in the draft and just have, Cam Newton play this year out. Maybe, Mac Jones, whoever the other quarterback that they draft, maybe he plays at the back half of the season if Cam Newton's really still not getting it done. But if Cam Newton's getting it done and being a little bit competitive, then the quarterback will have to wait probably till 2022 if he wants to get the start there. But the Patriots got Cam Newton, so if worse comes to worse, they don't get a quarterback in the draft, Cam Newton will be the man. But only $5 million here, folks. So obviously not a big contract. He's actually probably the least paid starting quarterback. I want to say Drew Lock's contract is a little lower. I think Drew Lock is still getting paid like $2 or $3 million. I think Lamar Jackson's still on his rookie deal, so he might be getting paid not that much. I think he might be only getting paid like $2 million a year, and Josh Allen's getting paid like $5 million, 5 or 6, so because he's still on the rookie deal. So that's exactly where Cam Newton's contract is, bottom of all the starters here. So we'll see what he can do. Definitely has to step it up if he wants to kind of maybe even revitalize his career after New England, because if they draft a quarterback this year and, Cam Newton's still on this 1-year contract here, he's going to have to start proving to other teams, hey, I can kind of play here and I can kind of get us to some wins and I can throw more than 8 touchdowns. I can get it up there. I can get up to like 15 maybe. So we'll see what he can do this season. But $5 million base with $9 million up for incentives, wins, winning the division, getting to the playoffs, getting to the Super Bowl. So if Cam Newton wants more money, he has to go out and earn it. And I think that's the perfect contract for Cam Newton right now. So Cam Newton, $5 million deal with the Patriots. He's still going to be there next year, folks. Alrighty, we got a nice little clip here because it was Trey Lance's pro day yesterday from North Dakota State. He's getting a lot of buzz here for one of the kind of top quarterbacks here. The NFL, Twitter says that Lance is rated number 3 quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft by Move the Sticks. I don't know about that, but I would probably rank him maybe 4th. I mean, we have the notes on him. We have already looked at him in kind of our quarterback or our NFL draft prospect countdown day 10. So if you want to go back, we did that on February 24th, 21. So if you want to go watch that show, it's also on our YouTube channel. just a clip of our breakdown on him. But we had some notes, and we knew he has a cannon arm. We kind of maxed out his arm strength at about 55 yards. That was what we saw on the tape. But there was some negatives that we saw by this man. The run game, his dual threat ability is kind of a huge part of his overall game, but he doesn't slide. He takes the big hits, wants to do a little bit too much. I mean, that's like the one problem I have with Josh Allen. I mean, everything else with Josh Allen's great, but he doesn't really know when to slide and when to get down and not, take on 3 defenders to get an extra 1 or 2 yards, unless it's for the first down and like third down or fourth down. Then I understand it. But we're just talking about just regular play, just in the middle of the field, taking those big old hits. So don't really like that for Trey Lance. And he also runs up the middle a lot. It's not like he's going around off the left side, off the right side, getting chased out of bounds. No, the man's going right up the middle at the heart of the defense. Players are coming from the left side, the right side, and then just straight up downhill where the safeties are over the middle of the field. So those were the one knocks that we had on this man. Everything else was pretty good. The other kind of little maybe yellow flag, not totally red flag, that the accuracy, we just didn't see it enough. Everything we really saw on that kind of highlight tape that we watched, everything was really kind of wide open, and we saw a lot of things on kind of, in the red zone for 20 yards to the end zone. A lot of the beef of kind of what he was doing in the highlights was kind of in just that small range of 20 yards. So we really didn't get a firm grasp on his accuracy, and just the accuracy was the biggest question mark, and then we didn't like that he didn't really slide too much and absorbed all those big old hits. So those were the couple of notes that we had on Trey Lance. So hopefully we can kind of maybe shore up the accuracy a little bit here, and just the best throws of Trey Lance from the pro day, the NFL's highlight here, a minute highlight clip from his pro day yesterday that we're going to be looking at. So let's see if he can kind of top the 55 yards. Does he go for 60? We'll see if he can hit that. I want to see that deep ball accuracy, so hopefully some good throws there. And another thing I'm a little disappointed in, that he didn't run the 40 here for the pro day. Why not? There's no combine, so the pro day on your field, you're a little bit faster. The field, the turf, the people operating the clock and all that. So you do get a little bit of a more favorable time. That's why all the 40s at the pro days are unofficial, because it's not at the combine with all the NFL people. So I was a little disappointed that he didn't run the 40 here. We just saw what running back that we just looked at yesterday, Travis Etienne, in his pro day, he ran the 4.40. I mean, that was fantastic. And it really, I think, in my opinion, elevated his own draft stock. So I'm a little disappointed that Trey Lance didn't do the 40-yard dash, because the dual threat is part of his game. He is a dual threat quarterback. He may be able to kind of rival Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson a little bit with the speed. He's obviously not as fast as Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's as fast as Kyler Murray. But so we don't get an official time here for him running, so a little unfortunate here. But here we go. Let's get into these throws here. Let's see what this man is doing in his pro day from yesterday. All right, first throw up. Looking, oh my goodness. All right, here. I think he's throwing it from about the 35-yard line. That angle right here, you really can't tell where he got it down to. Maybe the 15. Unfortunate. Can't really count it here. All right, here we go. Deep ball here, throwing it from the 35-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 15. Fantastic work there. That's about 50 yards. Am I doing the math right? And that's right on the money right there. All right, decent throw here as well. Just a nice little out route, hitch route to the left sideline. Decent accuracy. It looks like the receiver had to kind of spin around a little bit. This is fantastic right here. This nice little 15-yard, 20-yard out route to the sideline. That was fantastic. Now going a little bit deeper back to the left side. There we go. That's the accuracy we're talking about. A little bit better than the other left side throw that he just threw. Back to the left side. That one looked good. I mean, we didn't really see that angle. It's not that great. Here we go. Nice little in route right there. All righty. Nice throw there. Good accuracy. All right, how deep we going on this one? Not too deep. Once again, just right on the money. I mean, that's the accuracy we want to see. Unfortunately, it is just a little bit, it's wide open. It's not a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure because there's people watching, but there's no defense, no coverage or anything like that. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get the big old throw there. There was a big old throw he made. Maybe that was the first one we saw. What's this one? Is this the same one we saw? Is this the deep one? Okay, so this one is the deep ball that everybody was going kind of crazy for, and I agree. I mean, this is a great ball. 55 yards, 50 yards, all on the money. That's fantastic. So we do know the man's got an arm for the cannon. Just wanted to see him shore up the accuracy a little bit, and he did definitely helped himself with what he showed here at the Pro Day. So good showing here for the Pro Day. Just a little upset that he didn't run the 40. I want to see what this man's clocking in at. Alrighty, let's move on. We got another little highlight package here. We're looking at the top 10 plays of the Panthers this time. I want to see a lot of Teddy Bridgewater. I want to see him at least in 3 or 4. I kind of want to see him 4. 4 minimum plays of Teddy Bridgewater because I really think he should be the starting quarterback for the Panthers here next year, and I will be super upset if he gets let go, if he gets cut, if they bring in somebody else, because Teddy Bridgewater's been, fighting back from, his little injury that he had, and he had to kind of rehab and go, show out for the Saints when Drew Brees got injured, and he made the most of it, and that's why he's even here in Carolina in the first place. And then, him here with a new rookie head coach and no running back, I mean, it definitely hindered him a little bit, but he still made the most of it. 2,000-yard receivers, competitive in most of the games, never really got blown out. I mean, they only got blown out by the Bucs, and, we can understand that. Everything else was really one-possession games, so let's see what Teddy Bridgewater's got here. I'm praying for at least 4 big old plays by Teddy B here. So here we go, the top 10 plays of the Panthers in the 2020 season. Play number 10, going to come on defense. And Drew Lock, is that Drew Lock just gets absolutely smoked right up the middle there. And the defense picks it up. Can he go all the way? Oh, 2 yards short for the big man. Oh, yeah, Drew Lock. Ooh, man, that blitz came quick. Drew Lock really had nothing he could do there. Oh, man. Drew Lock, welcome to the NFL, my man. It's not all just dancing on the sideline and throwing touchdowns. It's getting smacked in the mouth by 2 big old defenders on the Panthers. Holy cow, look at that. Just gobbled him up. Even lost the ball as well. That's not great. Got to hold on to it. Oh, man, just clobbered him. Drew Lock. Drew Lock's like, I don't want to be a starter anymore. Okay. All right, here we go. Play number 9, Teddy B. Here it is. Yes, sir. Oh, fantastic ball here. And these are some great wide receivers. I mean, Robbie Anderson balled out this season, so I got to give it up to this man. He really kind of cemented his just kind of place in like top tier wide receivers. I think we have to start respecting Robbie Anderson a little bit more. I mean, he played actually kind of really well with the Jets, even though the Jets were absolutely trash. Now he's here with the Panthers with a good quarterback that's kind of above average, and he's out here making huge plays here. So let's watch this one more time. Teddy Bridgewater putting it exactly where only the receiver can go and get it, and the receiver made a great old catch here. Holy cow. Possibly could have went for a touchdown. If he puts it right on the money and he doesn't have to dive, he's going to have to beat that safety to the end zone, but possibly he's able to do it. But, hey, you got the first down. You picked it up. Huge chunk of yards. We'll take the pass there. All righty, Teddy B back. Yes, sir. That's 2 plays. Scrambling out of the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field, and then finding a contested throw there. But once again, exactly on the money, folks. We got to start respecting Teddy B more. I mean, we do, but I'm talking about the media. And look at this one. I mean, when you're throwing this ball, this is fantastic. You're only giving your receiver a chance right on the sideline, high and away. I mean, it falls right in the hands of the receiver. I mean, Teddy B's accuracy, folks. Give this man the respect he deserves and just make this man officially the quarterback next year, man. Matt Rule, put all the rumors to rest that you're not shopping him and that you're not looking to get a quarterback in this draft. Here we go. Just a nice little quick route here. Yes, sir. Okay. And this is what we're talking about. These wide receivers are great. They're fast. They can get open. They can run the 50 yards, no problem, without getting touched. I mean, these 2 wide receivers that Teddy Bridgewater was working with, I mean, you got to give it up to Teddy B for delivering perfect balls all season. Here we go. Another one right before the safety could go. And what a move there. What a move. Once again, Robbie Anderson coming up absolutely huge here in the 4th quarter. I mean, what are we talking about here? Teddy Bridgewater just threw the lead right here in the 4th quarter against the Raiders. I mean, come on, folks. Come on, man. Disrespect to Teddy Bridgewater. I can't take it anymore, folks. I'm truly over it. All right, play number 4, kickoff return against the Bucs. I mean, these were the worst games that they had against the Bucs this season. Everything else was one-possession games, really kind of close. He gets tripped up just short of the goal line. Man, oh, man. You don't really see kickoffs getting taken like 99 yards. You see them either go probably 50 or 100 if they break big. But getting tripped up at that 1 yard short, that's kind of crazy. Who's that? Murphy Bunting? Oh my God, what hustle there by him. And then we're back to Teddy B throwing out absolute dimes here. Yes, sir. The flea flicker works to perfection. Teddy Bridgewater throws this one absolutely perfectly, just beating that defender there. Yes, sir. And what great concentration by the receiver. As the defender is coming over, maybe blocking the view of the ball for a split second. That's where we see a lot of drops come from. And now Teddy Bridgewater's back at play number 2. Once again, putting it exactly where only the receiver can go and make a play on the ball. And what does the receiver do? I mean, these receivers were absolutely perfect this season. That's why I'm saying once Christian McCaffrey comes back healthy and they have an actually good running game for the entire season, not just having Mike Williams just try to make up for the, no Christian McCaffrey out here. This team's going to be real good offensively. Now you got a second option of running the ball. Now these passes are going to be even more wide open and, even better. Already 4th and 14, another play number 2, and Teddy Bridgewater, a warrior. Come on. He's got the heart. He's got the fight. It's 4th and 14. Knows he needs just a couple more yards for that first down. So what does he do? He dives head first. I've never seen a dive like this, but that's a dive of a champion right there. The heart of a champion right here. Teddy Bridgewater lays it all out on the line every single play. Man, give this man the respect. Alrighty, another number 2 play. There's so many great plays here by Teddy Bridgewater. They can't even choose which one's the best. He's back here throwing it 30 yards to Christian McCaffrey. This is what this man can bring to the offense. And he only played like 2 games. And all the games he was in, he didn't even finish the entire game. So, once again, here it is. The throw to Christian McCaffrey. Look at that. Look at that accuracy. Look at where he placed this ball. Right over the linebackers, right before the safety. These throws are tough to make, folks. And he's laying it out there beautifully time and time and time again. This man's got the accuracy. Respect Teddy Bridgewater, folks. Man, I can't believe Matt Rule's even thinking about not having him as the starting quarterback next season. I think it's blasphemous, honestly. All right, the number 1 play. It's the defense sacking Kirk Cousins, and we get a lazy... Look at this throw by Kirk Cousins right here. He gets hit, and then he's just trying to, maybe intentional ground, and he just lets the ball fly out. I mean, Kirk Cousins is the most lackadaisical quarterback now that Phillip Rivers has retired from the league. Kirk Cousins is the new Phillip Rivers, unfortunately, and that's not a great thing, folks. Alrighty, they got another number 1 play here, and it's the defense again, holding Devin Cook. What are y'all doing? You can't run, and it's a fumble. Kirk Cousins fumbles, and then Devin Cook fumbles, and this is why the Vikings really couldn't do anything. Yes, the defense was bad, but in the clutch times, in the second half of games, they turned the ball over so many times this season, and it's Kirk Cousins and Devin Cook both doing the turnovers, and it's not just this game, folks. This was happening basically all season. That's why they couldn't really win games, and were losing kind of closer games because they were just so not clutch and too many turnovers. So couldn't trust them offensively, couldn't trust them defensively. I mean, Mike Zimmer came out and said this was the worst defense he's ever seen. So alrighty, that's the top 10 plays of the Panthers. Very well done to Teddy Bridgewater. I think we got like 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 plays of Teddy B just absolutely throwing dimes out here. Yes, sir, this is your quarterback. He can win you games. He can get you to the playoffs. Can he win you a Super Bowl? I don't know. Has he even played in a playoff game? So we haven't really seen him under that kind of circumstance and getting to the championship game and all that. But he can definitely kind of win you a division, and he can get you to the playoffs. And then from there, we're going to have to see where he takes it. But I'm going to put my money on that he can succeed in those environments, in those playoff environment. So Teddy Bridgewater should undoubtedly be the starting quarterback of the Panthers, and the fact that we're even talking about it right now in the offseason is a little disrespect to that man. So I think he's the clear-cut front runner of the quarterback for the Panthers this season. I don't think it should even be a question. I don't even think they should draft a quarterback to try to back up Teddy Bridgewater or anything like that. I think you got Teddy Bridgewater for another 4 or 5 seasons solid, and then if you want to move on after that, that's fine, and you can do that. But right now, he's got to be the guy, folks. He's truly got to be the guy. Alrighty, let's head over to some basketball news now. Once again, not great here with the COVID situation surrounding the March Madness tournament. Now, I did hear that all they need is 5 healthy players to go if they want to play in the tournament. And where that's a little bit better and different than the NBA, you need at least 8 players, or if you don't have 8 players, then the game gets postponed. So at least, you need the bare minimum here in college, only 5 players. So that might be a little bit, helpful here with all these other news of COVID breakouts here in March Madness. So here's the other team, Kansas. They just had to be out of the Big 12 tournament because one of their players tested positive for COVID-19. Truly, truly unfortunate here. And I mean, these are some, these are some bigger name schools. So, that you would expect, Duke, Virginia, Kansas right here. You would expect them to automatically be in the tournament anyway, regardless of if they win their tournaments or not. But still, if this happened to one of these smaller schools that needed to win their tournament, their conference tournament to get that last kind of bid into the tournament, it would suck if they had to kind of forfeit their championship game or their Final Four game, wherever they were in the tournament because of COVID-19. So yes, this is happening to kind of some of these bigger schools who are already going to be in the tournament, but it's still out there. And now as the tournament gets closer, I think the brackets come out tomorrow. I think Selection Sunday. So we should have all the information by tomorrow night of who's in and who's out. But man, oh man, if COVID is ruining some small schools' dream, I mean, we all root for the underdog. We all root for the Cinderella story. I mean, could you imagine if that Cinderella story got COVID and it couldn't play? It'd be truly awful. And we've been seeing a lot of COVID outbreak here. We really haven't even talked about COVID for the entire college basketball season. And we don't go too heavy on college basketball, but I still see what's out there. And I don't know if that's just, we didn't hear about it because nobody really watches college basketball in the regular season. I don't know if we're just hearing about this now because we are very, very, very close to the March Madness start. But yeah, just not great so far. So hopefully it goes off without a hitch because we didn't even get March Madness last year, folks. We did not get it. And if we don't get it this year, we should be getting it this year. But if we don't get it this year, that's 2 straight years without March Madness. How are we living? How are we living out here, folks? I don't even know. All right, so Kansas, unfortunately, had a player test positive for COVID-19, and they are out of the Big 12 tournament. Alrighty, now some NBA news, depressing NBA news, unfortunately. Anthony Davis, he's going to be out for at least 2 more weeks. Truly unfortunate. Now the Lakers, they just won last night. Absolutely fantastic. Kuzma stepped up real big in the fourth quarter, and they're able to get the win. And Montrezl Harrell had a great game, too. He's still not starting, but he had a great game. We'll talk about that when we get to the actual game. But Anthony Davis out 2 more weeks and at least 9 more games. So unfortunate here by the Lakers. I mean, we just want everybody healthy, going into the playoffs. The Lakers are going to make the playoffs. They're definitely still serviceable without Anthony Davis. They just can't really challenge the top elite teams at the current moment. But they can still beat the Pacers decently, easily. They can beat kind of these below average 500 teams a little bit more consistently, even without AD. AD just makes them a championship contender. So as long as he's good, to go, maybe obviously we want him back sooner rather than later. But if he's out for a more extended period of time, as long as he gets there about 2 weeks before the playoffs, they should be good to get him back into rhythm, and then good for that first playoff series. But LeBron James, he can kind of elevate others around him to get to the playoffs without Anthony Davis. Just won't be able to win a ring, but he should be back way before, even the playoffs are even thinking about happening. So Anthony Davis out at least 2 more weeks. A little unfortunate here. We may have to be, selling our Lakers stock just a tad. Can't put too much faith into them. I mean, they were -4.5 favorites over the Pacers last night, and they just barely won by 5. So, I mean, it's not any great value that we'll be taking without Anthony Davis here for the Lakers. Alrighty, and this one's even worse. Joel Embiid, he got injured yesterday, kind of midway through their game, midway third quarter. A little bit of a bone bruise, I think. So let's see what the Woj kind of says here in these tweets. Sixers star Joel Embiid, MRI showed no structural damage to his left knee, just a bone bruise. ACL and meniscus are fine. And then he comes out and says it definitely is a bone bruise, and he's going to miss time with the 76ers team. So we're not sure how much. I'm expecting kind of 2 to 3 weeks, kind of a little bit more than what Anthony Davis's kind of timetable a little bit right now. But I mean, other players are going to have to step up, and we know we can get, Ben Simmons will step it up. We've got, no question about that. We've got no question that Tobias Harris will step up, but it's really going to be Danny Green. I mean, he's going to have to step it up here, and we know he never does. So can't really trust or count on or bet or really expect the Sixers team to kind of start winning consistently here without Joel Embiid. I mean, he's their number one scoring option offensively. He's a great defender. He's a great beef down low. That's why the 76ers were able to kind of challenge the elite teams of the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers when Anthony Davis was there, and the Jazz, because Joel Embiid can guard those bigs. He can guard Jokic. He can guard Davis. He can guard Gobert under the basket at the three-point line. So that's what made the 76ers so good. But now that they don't have their main big, Dwight Howard's going to even have to step it up a little bit more. And I mean, he's been having a great 2 games here. Ever since this All-Star break, this man's really been stepping it up. So I do give that man credit. But I don't even know if they're going to go with him in the starting lineup or if they just kind of play him extended minutes off the bench. We'll see kind of what they're going to do their first official game without Embiid. But players are going to have to start stepping up, folks. I mean, you're going to have to kind of make up for about 30 points a game, 30 points and 17 rebounds. Can you make that up? You're going to have to try and do that between everybody on your team, but Danny Green and Seth Curry are the 2 main people that are going to have to step it up truly tremendously. Ben Simmons is going to have to start scoring a little bit more, maybe being a little bit more aggressive offensively as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a tough 2-3 week stretch for the 76ers. And really the key is Danny Green, and that's never something you want to hear as a fan, as a player, as a coach of that team that Danny Green is on. You don't want to hear those words. Danny Green must step up, because it rarely ever happens, folks. So we'll see what's going to happen, but at least it's nothing bad for Embiid. It's not season ending. He's not going to be out forever. His career's not over. It's just a little bit of a bone bruise. Nothing major here. Alrighty, and then, some good news. Let's talk about some good news here in the NBA. Caris LeVert is making his debut with the Pacers today. Cannot wait. He was absolutely balling in the bubble last season, really kind of made his name emerge even more. Then he even carried it over to the Nets when, he was still there earlier in the season before, that blockbuster big old trade happened. And then he got sent to the Pacers where he had a physical and he couldn't go because something happened. They found something. I want to say it was something with his pancreas. I may be totally off on that, but I think that is something along those lines. So he's finally all healthy, finally all good to go, and he's going to be making his debut for the Pacers today. And that's what the Pacers need. They need another kind of solid big. Not a huge fan of Miles Turner. That's really all they've got. They really got no bench big either. But they can also use another scorer besides Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon. So that's what Caris LeVert's going to bring to this team. We'll see if they instantly put him in the starting lineup. I doubt they do that, but we'll see what happens here tonight. But the big news is that Caris LeVert is back in action tonight, and we might be taking the Pacers now because of this. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. But Caris LeVert, folks, he's back tonight. Prime time. Hopefully prime time. We'll see. I don't even know if there's even any prime time games on tonight, but we'll see what's happening with this Pacers and who they're facing, when they're facing, what time, if they're on nationally televised television or not. Alrighty. Those are all the stories we needed to cover for today, so let's head over to the NBA from last night. We'll kind of quickly preview all the games from last night, go a little bit deeper into the stats. We'll do our moneymaker for today's action, and then we'll do our NFL draft prospect of the day, and we'll be out of here after that. So here we go. From last night, we had a little bit of a moneymaker going, at a 4-team moneymaker going. We'll get to those games when we'll talk about the moneymaker with the games that we actually took. But the first game up is the 76ers and the Wizards, and luckily Joel Embiid didn't go down until about 6 minutes left in the third quarter, where they already had a 20-point lead over the Wizards, 80-60. They were up by the time Joel Embiid ended up leaving the game. So we know the Wizards have no great big, so we thought Joel Embiid would have a great game, and he did for, the lackluster of minutes that he played. So yeah, the 76ers really had no trouble in this Wizards team. I mean, Bradley Beal didn't have a great game, and that's kind of, isn't that 2 straight games since the All-Star break that this man didn't really show out? And this is, the small pause that we had on the Wizards team. We bought them for their stretch, but I think we sold them at truly the right time. And I really don't think this Wizards team is going to get back to that. They were in the playoff contention. They were in the playoff hunt for a small while. I mean, they had like a nice week and a half stretch that they were just winning and being very, very good and consistent, but that's not lasting. And that's something, that Russell Westbrook, that's like his game. I mean, he doesn't play well the entire season. He goes on these spurts where you're like, oh my God, he's so great and the team could actually do something. But in the grand scheme of things, once that kind of magic leaves, they're back to just being mediocre. And that's what they are right now. So truly unfortunate here by the Wizards, but I think we did sell them at the right time. So the 76ers still get the win, 127-101 over the Wizards. Alrighty, Nuggets and Grizzlies now. This was one of our moneymaker picks. We had the Nuggets -3, and they win, but only by 1. So unfortunately, we don't get it done there. But I just want to shout out this Grizzlies team. Very well done for at least being competitive. And I mean, this game was going back and forth in the fourth quarter. We're going to watch the film here. Just the great clutchness. My Jokic and Ja Morant had a chance to tie it up, but he went against Jokic, and you can't be doing that. You can't not challenge Jokic. You can't challenge Jokic for the game-tying bucket. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to make it. I don't care if you're Ja Morant or James Harden or Kyrie Irving or maybe even LeBron James. Could be getting stuffed or could be getting bodied up before you can get to the basket, and they're not going to blow the whistle at that. So Ja Morant, he took a shot that he probably shouldn't have to tie the game here late. We'll watch the film, but very well done for the Grizzlies for at least being competitive in this game. That's what we want to start seeing. Obviously, we want them to win these games, but losing by 1 here, being competitive against this Nuggets team, that's very good. Valanciunas going toe-to-toe with Joker. We'll see how he did, but I mean, this close 1-point game, I'm assuming he did very well here. So we'll break down the stats a little bit deeper here in a minute, but very well done by the Grizzlies, and a little unfortunate here that we didn't hit the Nuggets -3. We chose the right winner. Unfortunately, we swallowed a little bit too many points there with the -3. Alrighty, then we go to Cavs and the Pelicans, and Larry Nance Jr. was back, and Kevin Love was back, so we thought that would give them the extra boost, so we took the Cavs +7, and they got absolutely demolished here, like 34-point win. Not great. Now, I thought Kevin Love and Larry Nance Jr. would come off the bench and slowly get acclimated back into this game, but no, they put him right at the starting position, and that threw everybody off. Colin Sexton couldn't get going. Jared Allen, I think, still had a decent game, but I mean, they only put up 82 points, so that offense, that rhythm, that chemistry was definitely not there. I'm a little like, if I knew Larry Nance Jr. and Kevin Love were going to be starting, I thought they would come off the bench since they haven't played in so long, but a little bit of a bad decision here to just throw them out there. It did not work. They scored 82 points. Trash. So missed the mark there bigly with the Cavs +7, unfortunately. So the Pelicans get the win 116-82. And then the Bulls and the Heat. And this one we predicted right. We had the Heat -2.5. We love what Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic are doing when they're both on the floor. That's really the only reason why they are winning games, folks. It really doesn't even matter what the supporting cast is doing as long as Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic are out there on the floor. I mean, they've just won their last 2 games without Bam Adebayo. No great big. They have Kelly Olynyk filling in at the 5, and he's good, but he's more of a bench big. He's a better player coming off the bench, and I think starting at the 5. Did not play really well at all playing at the 4 with Bam Adebayo when Goran Dragic and Jimmy Butler were kind of in and out of the, just in the rotation. But the Heat get back on track here, or stay on track here, honestly. 101-90 over the Bulls. We had them -2.5. They win by 11. Easy money there. And just once again, a little unfortunate here by the Bulls. Why are y'all losing to this Heat team without Bam Adebayo? And why is this Bulls team still not competitive? I don't get it. Zach LaVine is still doing good, but once again, Kobe White, and they really don't have that great other third. We know that, Thaddeus Young is good off the bench. He's a great 6-man, but there's no other kind of third superstar on their team. So unfortunate here by the Bulls, and I think we kind of sold them at the right time as well. We sold the Bulls, we sold the Wizards, we kind of sold the Knicks a little bit, all at the right time, and it's kind of paying off for us. Alrighty, Spurs get back on track, beating the Magic 104-77. And once again, Vucevic and Aaron Gordon playing together. Did Aaron Gordon play this game? Well, they only put up 77 points. So Aaron Gordon and Vucevic just do not work together. It's unfortunate. One's got to go. That's kind of like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, how, everyone's like, oh, they can't play together. But the one difference is between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and Vucevic and Aaron Gordon is that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can actually play together if you put the right pieces around them together, where the Magic, I mean, they're not a great team anyway. Nobody's going to want to be drafted or be, going free agent-wise to the Magic. can't get kind of that supporting cast that they need. So not sure what's going to happen here with the Magic. We'll see what Aaron Gordon did, if he even played at all. I think he did because he just started playing last game, so he should have played this game. But 77 points. Not going to get it done. I mean, they scored worse than the Cavs, and I wasn't sure if that was going to be even possible. And honestly, the Rockets scored more points than the Magic and the Cavs, and literally everybody was out for them. So what is up with that? So that brings us to our next game, the Rockets and the Jazz. And the Jazz, they win by 15, but we had the minus 17. We saw all those out with the Rockets. I mean, we couldn't not take that. So unfortunately, we lived and died by the Jazz minus 17. And here we ended up dying by it by 2 points, unfortunately. So just missing it by just a close amount of points. The Denver minus 3, they only win by 1. So we lose by 2 there. The Jazz, they win by 15, but we had a minus 17. Another loss by 2 there, so close losses here. Unfortunate still losses, I understand, but close is better than not close, I would say. So the Jazz get the win. I mean, obviously, there was no Victor Oladipo. I don't even think John Wall played. He may have been the only person playing, but we got to shout out Kevin Porter Jr., an absolutely magnificent game, and really the only reason why this game was close. If you want to say a 15-point blowout is close, I'll give you close because of Kevin Porter Jr. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, the Lakers and the Pacers, and this one came down close in the fourth quarter. But Kyle Kuzma steps up. He had 15 points in the fourth quarter. Absolutely fantastic. And then Alex Caruso ended up leaving the game about midway second quarter. So they, were missing, his decent production. It's all right bench production. Nothing great, but it's solid. It's maybe a little less than solid, but it's definitely a loss. We'll just say that. So the Lakers win 105-100 over the Pacers, and just once again, this Pacers team doing nothing good ever, never beating the elite teams. They're competitive sometimes, but are y'all gonna start making the jump into winning games, or are you just gonna be kind of a worse version of the Grizzlies? I don't know. So Pacers losing again, but Karis LeVert's back, so maybe it turns around a little bit. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats. Now we'll go right back up to the top to the 76ers and the Wizards. Let's start here with the 76ers since they won the game. Joel Embiid in only 20 minutes before the injury. 23 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. Great night. Matisse Thybulle back in the starting rotation here. 8 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. So not bad overall. Seth Curry, 14 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 36% shooting, 1 of 3 from 3. It's not bad. It could be a lot better. We need it to be better. Ugh. Tobias Harris, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Yes, sir. 58% shooting, no threes taken. I can get behind that. Now that brings us to Danny Green. 12 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 6 rebounds on 55%. All right, Danny. All righty. This is kind of what we're talking about. 2 of 5 from 3, 55% overall. Not bad here. Would like to see him in kind of 15-plus points, but I can kind of settle for 12 on some good shooting. That's not bad. Alrighty, Danny Green, decent game here. Gotta be a little bit better. Now has to start to step it up a little bit because, we gotta be making up these 23 points, these 7 rebounds, and that's only in 20 minutes. You gotta kind of double that because, he kind of plays 35, 38 minutes a night. So you got some ground to make up here in the scoring department and the rebounding department. We'll see who's gonna step up and do that, make up for all those points. Alrighty, Dwight Howard, 6 points, but 10 rebounds and 18 minutes off the bench. Yes, sir. That's what we need Dwight Howard to be. This man's really having great success here these last 2 games. All right, then we get Shake Milton off the bench, 18 points, 4 assists. Yes, sir. And then Furkan Korkmaz, 18 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Yes, sir. So they definitely have some players, Korkmaz, Dwight Howard, that can get in and kind of be the nice beef that they're going to need. So Joel Embiid missing, kind of some hefty games here, probably 2 to 3 weeks. Other players are going to have to step it up here. So we'll see if they can continue to kind of perform at this level without Joel Embiid or not. Alrighty. What's their first game without Joel Embiid? Let's get that real quick. Do they play today? I don't think they do. They play Sunday. They don't play Sunday. They play Monday. They got to play Monday. No? They don't play Monday either? They play Tuesday? Gotta play Tuesday. So Tuesday against the Knicks. All right. So at least they got a favorable matchup, their first official game without Joel Embiid. I guess that's decent. Alrighty, let's go to the Wizards now. Russell Westbrook, 25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds on 52% shooting. Fantastic. And only 2 turnovers. Yes, sir! Russell Westbrook has a great game. Unfortunately, Bradley Beal doesn't. Unfortunate. Bradley Beal, 19 points, 2 rebounds on 61% shooting. That was good. Just didn't take a lot of shots. Didn't put up a lot of points. We're usually expecting 30 points by this man. So when, the top 2 scorers aren't kind of going for combined 60-plus points, we don't expect this team to win. I mean, look at these other starters, folks. Moritz Wagner, 4 points. Rui Hachimura, 9 points. Garrison Matthews, 6 points. I mean, they all shot well, but they're not taking a lot of shots because Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal command the ball and command all the action offensively, not getting others involved. You need to get solid scoring production through all of your players, and that's what they don't do here. I mean, nobody else was even in double digits besides Robin Lopez with 10 points off the bench, 10 points and 5 rebounds, which is good. But still, once again, nobody else scoring. And also, Davis Bertans, he kind of left this game a little early. He only played 10 minutes off the bench. So you couldn't get that scoring production from him because he didn't even play that much. And he wasn't even off to a good start. 1 of 5 shooting for only 3 points in 10 minutes. So this Wizards team, folks, we are truly, once again, off of them. That kind of weak stretch was kind of a fluke, kind of like that kind of 2-week stretch with those Kings early on in the first half of the season. It's a fluke, folks. This Wizards team is not built to last, obviously. Look at their roster, folks. Look at that starting lineup. It's honestly trash. It's trash. We'll call it trash. Truly trash. Alrighty, so 76ers get the win. No surprise there. Alrighty, let's go to the Nuggets and the Grizzlies now, and let's start here with the tape. So here we go, late fourth quarter, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Nuggets up by 2, 95-93. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies have the ball. Let's see what happens here. This possession here, Ja Morant with the little hesitation from 3, drives and ties up the game at 95. Now a little bit later, Jokic up 1. He takes the 3. Yes, sir. I mean, Jokic is so clutch. A minute left, up 1, and he takes the 3. I mean, we obviously want him to take that 3. I've got no problem with him, but just the confidence and the ability and then actually nailing it. Fantastic work. All right, now a little bit later, 37 seconds left. Nuggets up by 2 still. What does Jokic do? He drives against Valanciunas. Nice little kind of sky hook, and it goes good, folks. Now they're up by 4 with 34 seconds left. And just once again, I mean, Jokic is a problem, folks. Hitting the 3, going against, Valanciunas down low. I mean, how can you guard a great 3-point shooting big? It's so tough, man. It's so tough. Rudy Gobert can't even do it. And that's kind of the one kryptonite, the only kryptonite that the Jazz have, is that Rudy Gobert really can't guard the perimeter that well. So these other great 3-point shooting teams, they beat the Jazz. This Nuggets team is the actual kryptonite of the Jazz. Folks, we saw it last year in the bubble. The game in the first round of the playoffs went 7, and the Nuggets ended up winning game 7. And now, once again, this season, the Nuggets are still beating the Jazz. So it's tough, man. Jokic, I think he gets a little kind of lost in the MVP mix. I definitely think he should be at least in the conversation of what he's kind of bringing to this team. But just greatness here. The 3-pointer, the driving to the basket. Fantastic work. Alrighty, but the clutchness does not stop there. Alrighty, so the Nuggets are up 103-99, 4-point lead with 34 seconds left. Ja Morant back with the ball. Let's see what he does with it this time. Finds DeAnthony Melton, and he hits the 3 to make it a 1-point game. And now with the clutch turnover and stop, they got the ball back. The Grizzlies had the ball for the final 6 seconds, only down by 1. The score is 103-102 Nuggets here. So let's see what happens here. Dylan Brooks inbounds the ball to Ja Morant, and he goes against Joker. No! Don't try to, look at him try to go against Joker for the layup. I mean, that's going to be tough to make, man. I would have rather just had a nice open jump shot or a contested jump shot than a contested layup against Jokic. I mean, I would take my money against anybody else but Jokic in this scenario. You cannot challenge Jokic for the game winner. The man's a great defender, great 3-point shooter, great scorer under the basket, and Jokic really showed it all late down, like with the final 2 minutes here in this game, and it's truly unfortunate unfortunate here by the Grizzlies that they lose, but man, oh man, Jokic, yes, sir, gets it done offensively, defensively, clutch, and the Nuggets win by 1 because of that. So here we go. Let's talk about the Nuggets first. Jokic, 28 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and only 1 turnover. Is absolutely magnificent here. He went 13 of 22 from the field, so 59%, and 1 of 2 from 3. So, folks, the big 3 late. It was clutch. He's always clutch, folks. Got to give it up to him. Alrighty, Jamal Murray, very, very light game here. 3 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds on 7% shooting, 1 of 14 from the field. Yikes. Poor performance there. Luckily, Jokic was there to clean up all the garbage. Monte Morris, 6 points, 5 assists on 25% shooting. So the guards could not get it done. Luckily, the bigs here for the Nuggets all got it done. Jokic, the 28 points. Michael Porter Jr., 21 points, 9 rebounds. Yes, sir. This is what we're talking about. Michael Porter Jr. is thriving at the 4. I don't think he's had a bad game at the 4 position this entire season, folks. So absolutely fantastic. Will Barton at the 3, 21 points, 3 steals, 4 assists on 57% shooting. So once again, absolutely fantastic. The bigs, the forwards, the centers all get it done here for this Nuggets team. And they also had Paul Millsap back on the bench, trying to get back into kind of that starting spot. We'll see what happens, what that final rotation is going to look like. But Paul Millsap, 11 points and 7 rebounds off the bench with only 21 minutes. So fantastic work there. They definitely needed Paul Millsap back. They got him back, and he is kind of, picking up exactly where he left off. Fantastic work. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Grizzlies now. Ja Morant, 16 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Did not shoot well, 31%. Hit both of his threes, 2 of 2 from 3. Unfortunately, could not make that game-winning layup. Unfortunate. Desmond Bane, 10 points, 4 rebounds on 60% shooting. Jonas Valanciunas, 14 points and 11 rebounds. I mean, he did rival Jokic decently. It was a good, solid matchup between Valanciunas and Jokic. Unfortunately, just Jokic got the better of him at the end. So Valanciunas, we know, is a good, solid big here. Is he tier 1 or do we put him in tier 2? Probably tier 2 for right now. Tier 1 bigs are Anthony Davis, Jokic. Rudy Gobert is really on the border. He's on the border, man. Clint Capella is definitely tier 2. So, yeah, Valanciunas would probably be tier 2. Very close to tier 1, don't get us wrong, but we'll classify him as tier 2 currently. If you want to get into tier 1, we got to see great scoring with the great rebounds. That's why Gobert is kind of tier 2. We get the good rebounds. We get about 12 to 13 rebounds a game. Same thing with Clint Capella, about 14. But we don't get like the 20 points that, Jokic and Anthony Davis can put up with having, 11 solid rebounds. So. All right, then we get Kyle Anderson. Light night by him as well. Not great. 2 points, 5 rebounds on only 20% shooting. But then Dylan Brooks, 20 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. I mean, he's kind of the third option here. He's really got to be honest. Got to go Ja Morant 1, Valanciunas 2, and Dylan Brooks 3. So all those players had decent games here. Definitely could have been a little bit better. Ja Morant and Valanciunas with the only 16 and 14 points respectively. So a little unfortunate there, but they did get great contribution off the bench. I mean, Brandon Clark, 20 points, 4 rebounds on 57% shooting. We'll take that all day. And we'll even take DeAnthony Melton. He had that clutch 3. He scored 9 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds in only 23 minutes off the bench. And he shot 3 of 5 from 3. So stepped it up in the clutch and was a contributor in these other categories besides the points. So not a bad game here for the Grizzlies. In this Grizzlies team, we are going to have to kind of watch them, a little closely here. We still like what they're doing. Last year in the bubble, they snuck into the playoffs. They won kind of out their seeding games and were able to kind of grab that 8th seed. And that's kind of what they're going to be doing this year as well, folks. Let's get these standings up to date, but I believe they are the 8th seed here in the East. Oh, no, they're down. They're the 10th seed. So they do have... Oh, wow, they're 2 games out now. Wow. So they are going to have to kind of make it up a little bit here to try and get that 8th seed. They got to kind of battle the Warriors, which I think overall right now they are a better team than the Warriors. Overall, I think they're there. The Mavericks at the current 8th spot. So... work cut out for them. They can do it. They got the pieces to do it. They just need to do it. They got to start being clutch, start beating these better teams a little bit more consistently, not just going 500, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. So we'll see what happens. But Grizzlies, they definitely have some nice pieces here. Alrighty, let's move on to the Cavs and the Pelicans. And we got to start with the Cavs since they freaking disappointed us so much last night. I thought they would be at least competitive. As we said, Larry Nance Jr. and Kevin Love go right into the starting lineup. Kevin Love only played 10 minutes while Larry Nance Jr. played 28. But, I mean, ease these guys in. I mean, Colin Sexton was off. Jared Allen was off. Literally, the entire offense was off because they just threw these players in without kind of getting them back into the starting rhythm of the offense and just playing all these minutes of missing a lot. I mean, it's not like they missed 1-2 games. No, they missed basically the entire season so far, folks. Alright, so let's start here. Colin Sexton, 19 points, only 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Actually, not great at all. 38% shooting on 18 shots. Once again, not great at all. Isaac Okoro, 2 points on 12% shooting. Jared Allen, 5 points, 7 rebounds. We're never seeing anything like this by this man. Kevin Love, 4 points, 1 rebound in 10 minutes. Larry Nance Jr., 11 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 50%, but still nothing great, nothing substantial from this man. So really nobody got it done from the starters, and we know this is not the best bench team. We know they're not deep or really even consistent off the bench. We get Quinn Cook with 13 points. I'll give him that. But nobody else doing anything great here. Dylan Windler, 8 points. JaVale McGee, 7 points, 2 rebounds. Just nothing great here. So if you don't get anything great off the bench, we know the starters didn't do anything great. That leads to an 80-point performance in a big old loss and kind of a big old blowout. Alrighty, let's talk about the Pelicans now. Here we go. Lonzo Ball, only three points and 6 assists. So definitely, there was opportunity to win this game. Lonzo Ball, a little lackluster here, 14% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. Yikes. Eric Bledsoe, Jesus, oh my gosh. I'm so sick of Eric Bledsoe and Lonzo Ball not having great games. Eric Bledsoe has a lot worse games than Lonzo Ball does. Lonzo Ball sprinkles in some real good games here and there and decent consistency. He'll go on maybe a 2, maybe 3 game stretch of having good games and then back to, 3 points. I'm 14% shooting. But Eric Bledsoe, 0 points. 3 assists, 1 rebound on 4 shots. I mean, absolutely trash. Steven Adams, 10 points, 17 rebounds. Can always rely on him. Zion Williamson, 23 points, 6 rebounds on 56% shooting. Once again, always efficient here. And then Brandon Ingram back up top here, 28 points, leading scorer on 78% shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. All of his misses were only 3-pointers. Everything else from the field was fantastically 100%. So fantastic work by Brandon Ingram. He's really got to be the premier scorer here. He's got to start demanding the ball a little bit more, demanding more shots a little bit more, then having Zion be kind of your number 2 scorer down low as well. And then maybe Eric Bledsoe or Lonzo Ball 3, or maybe we still have Steven Adams 3 and just the guards there for show, maybe a little distraction because we really cannot rely on them for any substantial points here or any meaningful points here. So great job by the bigs here. Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Steven Adams getting it done. And they also had some good contributions off the bench. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, this is kind of his second good game here, back-to-back. 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 46% shooting. That's not terrible. 1 of 5 from 3 is not great, but everything else is good. And then Jackson Hayes, yes, sir, this man's getting a little bit more minutes here after the All-Star break, and we absolutely love it. We are big fans of Jackson Hayes here. 13 points, 6 rebounds on 83% shooting. Absolutely magnificent. So, great job by the bench, great job by their stars, Zion and Brandon Ingram, and they're able to kind of escape a win here over this very, very, very lackluster Cavs team. I mean, if even one person stepped up on this Cavs team, we win the +7 easily because Lonzo Ball and Eric Bledsoe are just truly not consistent and really not good. They're not even good, folks. Oh, man. Alrighty, let's move on. What's the next game up here? Heat and the Bulls. Yes, sir. Starting with the Heat. We'll start right off the rip with Jimmy Butler because we have to, right? 28 points, 4 steals, 1 block, 8 assists, 3 rebounds on 52% shooting and only taking that 1 3, folks. Classic Jimmy Butler game. This is what Jimmy Butler's actual game is, folks. If you don't watch the Heat consistently, if you don't know who's the best players on this Heat, who's the most consistent or what they do, this is Jimmy Butler to a T right here. 28 points, 8 assists, not taking a lot of threes, being the main scorer, being the main facilitator, just getting it done. And he's also a +9 in the plus-minus. Alrighty, then we get KZ Okpala here, still in the starting lineup, 4 points, 5 rebounds on 66% shooting. I mean, he only took 3 shots, so. Kelly Olynyk still at the 5 since Bam Adebayo is still out, and he's kind of having decent success here at the 5. Not tremendous, but decent. 9 points, 9 rebounds. Did not shoot well, 36%, but other than that, we'll give him the 9 rebounds. Alrighty, Duncan Robinson. Alrighty, finally a good game here. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals on 55% shooting. Shot 5 of 8 from 3. So alrighty, that's what Duncan Robinson is. He should be, or that's what they need him to be, just a 3-point shooter, and that's what he did here this game. So fantastic. Then we get Kendrick Nunn, 10 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. A little light, did not shoot well, 2 of 7 from 3 and 36% overall. But then Goran Mother-Lovin Dragic, folks. The man came alive in the fourth quarter. He had 20 points in the fourth quarter, folks. And he scored 25 points overall, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, shot 60%, 4 of 8 from 3, was really just on in the fourth quarter. And you can always count on Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic. They both scored 20-plus points. Nobody else scored more than 15. So this is where the primary score comes from. And once again, what we say here, you need Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic playing solid minutes if they want to have a chance to win. It doesn't matter what Duncan Robinson does. It doesn't matter what Kendrick Nunn does. It doesn't matter what Tyler Hero does. As long as these two players are putting up the 20-plus points and playing meaningful minutes, they're going to win the game, because we get Tyler Hero here, 4 points on 14% shooting. I mean, he's been super inconsistent. I mean, it's not even like last season where he was still kind of inconsistent, but he was kind of a little bit more better, kind of like a 50, maybe like a 60-40 on-off rate, 60 being the on rate. Now he's kind of like 40-60, 40 being the on rate now. He's really kind of flipped it, so not great. He's got to get a little bit better. They're lucky this Heat team is decently deep. I mean, when you got Bam Adebayo healthy and Kelly Olynyk can come off the bench and Tyler Hero's off the bench, and, you know, Kendrick Nunn and Duncan Robinson are your primary 3 scorers, and then you still have that 3-point shooting off the bench. I mean, it's a good team overall, but, man, I mean, I want to see more from Tyler Hero, honestly. I mean, they made it to the finals last year. This is a finals team. They're not going to win the finals unless all these players start being more consistent. Goran Dragic starts getting to that kind of 15-plus a point mark where he is right now. Like today, last night, he scored 15. That's great. That's where we need him to be on a nightly basis. But we also kind of need Tyler Hero at the 10-plus, maybe even 12 to 15-plus off the bench as well. So until they start doing that consistently, they're not going to be able to win a finals. They're not going to be able to beat the Lakers, you know, like their matchup last season in the finals. So they need to be a little bit more consistent off their bench, and they're kind of, you know, 6th, 7th option needs to be a little bit more consistent here. Alrighty, now let's go to the Bulls. Now we know Zach LaVine had a pretty good night. 30 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds on 62% shooting, and 6 of 8 from 3. Kind of a great night by him. But now we got to check the other players here. Kobe White back down to 8 points. Womp, womp. 8 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds on 23% shooting, and 2 of 8 from 3. Come on. Kobe White's got to be at 20-plus points with Zach LaVine every single night. He's had like 1 good game, 2 good games, and everything else has really not been that great. Alrighty, Wendell Carter at the 5 here. 4 points, 9 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen, 20 points, 6 rebounds. All right, great night by him. I mean, we could definitely take Lauri Markkanen here, you know, kind of with the 20-plus with Zach LaVine. I mean, if Kobe White steps it up just even a little bit more, now we're starting to talk a little bit. All right, and then Patrick Williams, 3 points, 2 rebounds on 16% shooting. Not great at all. All righty, now the only other Bulls player to talk about really is Thaddeus Young, 6th Man of the Year candidate. And what did he do? 13 points, 10 rebounds on 46% shooting. Not terrible. I mean, this is pretty solid. I mean, +0. He's just a 0 here. Everybody else was a minus. There was 1 plus. Otto Porter Jr. with 0 points and 4 rebounds in 12 minutes, and he was a +1. I mean, they lose by 11, so you expect everybody to really kind of be in the minus territory. But Thaddeus Young, 0. We'll take it, folks. I mean, truly give this man the respect he deserves. Unsung hero on this Bulls team. I know they're not winning, but they're not winning because of Kobe White and Lauri Markkanen not having consistent games. You know, that's why they're losing. Because I'm taking 13 points and 10 rebounds off the bench. I'll take that. That's fantastic. That's great production. So unfortunate here by the Bulls, once again losing. Not great. Alrighty, moving on to the Spurs and the Magic. Now let's start here with the Magic. Aaron Gordon did not play. Oof. Unfortunately, back out of the starting rotation. Got one game in where he played like 20 minutes on minutes restriction and then back out. So unfortunate here for this Magic team. Vucevic, 26 points, 9 rebounds. Dwayne Bacon, 15 points, and nobody else scored double-digit points here. We get Chuma Okeke, 8 points. Al Farouk Amino, 4 points. Michael Carter-Williams, 4 points. Gary Clark, 8 points off the bench. Jason Randall, 5 points off the bench. Mo Bamba, 4 points off the bench. I mean, they shot 36% as a team. Not great. So nobody steps up. Magic. I mean, we know that. We know that. Alrighty, let's go to the Spurs now. Alrighty, DeJounte Murray, 17 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds on 42% shooting. Not bad. I'll take that. Derek White, 17 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound on 58% shooting. The points were there, so we'll take that. Jacob Poeltl still at the 5, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Not bad. 4 offensive rebounds. I'll take that. Not bad by Jacob Poeltl. Alrighty. Trey Lyles, 1 point on 1 shot. And then Keldon Johnson, 11 points, 5 rebounds. So once again, they don't have their main guys. No DeMar DeRozan, unfortunately. And the Magic still can't beat the Spurs? Man, yikes. Alrighty, off the bench, they got great production here. Rudy Gay, 19 points. Patty Mills, 13 points. We'll take all that. So once again, Spurs, they get back on track here, getting a win over the Magic. No Aaron Gordon. Problem for the Magic. Even with them, it's a problem. I mean, they're not even good. They're just not a good team. That's all there is to it. Alrighty, Rockets and the Jazz now. Let's start here with the Jazz since they won. Mike Conley, 20 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, shot 3 of 6 from 3. I mean, after that 3-point contest, this man is feeling himself here. 20 points, 50% from 3. Fantastic work. Donovan Mitchell, 28 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Great night by him. He didn't shoot well, 39% on 23 shots. Yikes. But everything else was there, so we'll give it to him. Rudy Gobert, yes, sir, 14 points, 13 rebounds. What else do you expect? Royce O'Neal, 10 points, 11 rebounds. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, 15 points, 5 rebounds. I mean, everybody was on here in the starting lineup. And then they even got great contribution from Jordan Clarkson, 15 points, 2 rebounds. But once again, a -3. Thaddeus Young, 0 with 10 rebounds, where Jordan Clarkson only had 2 and no assists. Come on. If you take the records away, yes, sir. Thaddeus Young should be decent contention for 6th man of the year. All right, and then Joe Ingles, 8 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 60% shooting off the bench. So everybody was on. Now we go to the Rockets, where nobody was playing. Daniel House Jr. not playing. Victor Oladipo not playing. What's his name? John Wall not playing. Everybody literally not playing. So this was their starting lineup. Kevin Porter Jr., who stepped up tremendously, amazingly, if you will. 27 points and 8 assists and 3 rebounds. Now, did not shoot well from 3, 1 of 9, but overall 11 of 25 from the field with the 27 points. We'll give it to him. Ben McLemore, 8 points, 7 rebounds. Justin Patton, 13 points, 5 rebounds at the starting 5. Jashawn Tate, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Sterling Brown, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Off the bench, we get Kenyon Martin Jr., 15 points and 10 rebounds. Okay. And then David Waba, 10 points, 8 rebounds. So, hey, I mean, with everybody out and, next man up mentality and, kind of securing a spot or trying to make your name known, we got to shout out a lot of players here. Sterling Brown at the starting 3 with 15 points and 3 rebounds. I'll give it to him. Didn't shoot well, 3 of 8 from 3 and 37% overall, but overall, a good night for starting and getting those starting minutes and elevating your play. I'll give it to you with the 15 points. Definitely Kevin Porter Jr., starting guard here, 27 points, 8 assists and 3 rebounds. Fantastic. Kenyon Martin Jr. off the bench, 15 points, 10 rebounds in 28 minutes. And then David Waba, I'll give it to him, 10 points and 8 rebounds in 18 minutes. So some nice production here, some nice stepping up, and that's what we want to see. I want to see other players take their chance, take their opportunity, seize the moment. And some players did it here for the Rockets, so very well done to them. Alrighty, let's move on to the last game of the night, the Lakers and the Pacers, and Kyle Kuzma had a good old fourth quarter, 15 points, really kind of helped him out to the win here. Had a creepy, a little bit of a creepy quote after the game, saying that he was basically like fucking LeBron James for the ball. It's pretty comical, but let's relax on that. Let's relax a little bit on kind of our phrasing a little bit. But here we go. LeBron James, 18 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. Did not shoot well from 3 or from the field. So, once again, these shooting woes, these 3-point shooting woes from LeBron need to get figured out, because that's kind of one good thing about LeBron's game. He can kind of stretch the floor even a little bit more with the 3-pointers. But, man, oh, man, they have not been on lately. And I'm talking a month lately. Alrighty, once again, Montrezl Harrell's not in the starting lineup. Now, we did play starting minutes with 32 minutes off the bench, but still not starting, so a little unfortunate here. They put Damian Jones in the starting rotation at the starting 5, and he had 7 points and 1 rebound in only 15 minutes. Markieff Morris, 8 points, 7 rebounds, not bad. KCP, 7 points, 5 rebounds on 33% shooting. Once again, not great. And then Dennis Schroeder, once again, not great. It was all right besides the shooting. 11 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers as well on 27% shooting. Not great. But Kuzma steps up off the bench. Montrezl Harrell steps up off the bench. Kyle Kuzma, 24 points and 13 rebounds. Fantastic work. And then Montrezl Harrell, 17 points and 6 rebounds. Once again, fantastic work off the bench. Points, rebounds there for Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell, and they really kind of were able to kind of elevate this Lakers team, because if they didn't have this great production from Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell, nobody else stepped up, and they would have lost this close game that they only won by 5. Alrighty, let's go to the Pacers now. They've got no really clutch gene on this team. They've got no great kind of number 2. Malcolm Brogdon did have a good game here last night. 29 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds on 60% shooting and 4 of 7 from 3. So that was great. But Justin Holiday, 5 points, 2 rebounds on 18% shooting. Miles Turner, 8 points, 5 rebounds on 20% shooting. Domantas Sabonis, I mean, obviously that's their superstar. 20 points, 8 assists, 14 rebounds. Great night. And then Doug McDermott, 13 points, 4 rebounds on 38% shooting, 2 of 6 from 3. Not terrible overall, I guess. But then they get nothing great from the bench. They get Aaron Holiday with 10 points in 14 minutes. I'll give them that. That's not bad. And then TJ McConnell, 8 points, 7 rebounds on 57% shooting. That's not terrible either. So they just don't have that closer, that clutch gene, that great big. And that's why the Pacers are, 16-20 and not. Are they in the playoffs? No, thank goodness. I don't want to see this team in the playoffs. Maybe now with Karis LeVert, maybe, but we'll have to see how he plays there. So very, very not good game here by the Pacers. They do not have that clutch gene player, unfortunately. Alrighty, that was the NBA from last night. Let's see what's on tap today. We got nationally televised games. Hopefully, there was none on last night. So let's see what we got today. We got a nice little 2 o'clock game. All right, Grizzlies and Thunder. We'll maybe pick that game to get us off to a nice start today. Jazz Warriors at 4 o'clock. Spurs 76ers at 6:30. Then we get to Heat Magic, Cavs Hawks, Celtics Heat. Oh, we're taking that Celtics team all day. Blazers, Timberwolves, Raptors, Bulls, and finally, all right, we only get one game on tonight, but hey, it's something. Clippers, Pelicans, 9 o'clock on ESPN. Is this a Pelicans on a 3? Oh my God, are they on a back-to-back-to-back? Yes, they played Friday. Oh, hey, on Thursday. They played Thursday, right? They played Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Wow. Wow. Oh, hang on. Never mind. We were looking at Sunday. What's today? Is today Saturday? Okay, today is Saturday, so we looked at the wrong slate of games. That's tomorrow. I was going to say no team ever plays 3 straight days in a row. That was wild. All right, so what's on tap today? Well, we still do have a 2 o'clock game, Knicks Thunder, so maybe we will take that. Then we got Pistons, Nets, Hornets, Raptors, Wizards, Bucks, Hawks, Kings, Timberwolves, Blazers, Suns, Pacers, Nuggets, Mavericks, and still no nationally televised game on. Darn it! And then we only get one tomorrow. Not even the early game is on TV. What is going on? Alrighty. Well, let's see what the value is here today. All right, let's get this up to date. Unfortunately, we went 1-4 these last 2 days, so not great, but hey, we're getting back into the swing of things. We know the great value we called Nets -2.5. That was the best bet from 2 days ago. Heat -2.5 was probably the best bet. Maybe the Denver Nuggets, maybe we would have said was the best bets, -3. But hey, we're still there. We're close on all of our losses. We only beefed really 2 picks out of the 8 picks these last 2 days. So let's get back on track to a nice little 4 for 4 here, shall we? Alrighty, so here we go. 2 o'clock game. Knicks Thunder. Knicks minus 4.5. Thunder plus 4.5. This one's going to come down to who's in and who is out, because I think that's some good value there with the Thunder plus 4. So let's see. Here we go. The ins and outs. Derrick Rose is still out for the Knicks. That's kind of big. Austin Rivers is still out. Alfred Payton is out. And Mitchell Robinson is out. So, man, oh, man, that starting lineup, RJ Barrett's going to have to kind of step it up more. And obviously, Julius Randle's going to have a better game than he did his first showing after the All-Star break, because that was not good. Then for the Thunder, Trevor Ariza is out. George Hill is out. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out. So we definitely got to stay away from the Thunder plus 4 here. And I'm really not confident taking this Knicks minus 4.5 with Derrick Rose out. They need that good guard there to kind of facilitate the floor. The bench should be decent since everybody's still good to go off the bench. Emmanuel Quickley, Alec Burks, Taj Gibson. So that should be good. But we need the starters and bench all to be on if this Knicks team wants to have a chance to win. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out for the Thunder, that's big old bad news for them. That's their facilitator. That's their main scorer. That's really their everything. So we're just going to stay away from this game in total. No really great value either way. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a kind of bigger out than Derrick Rose. So I would, if we have to take the game, I do choose Knicks minus 4.5 over that. But let's stay away from it just in general. Alrighty, then we get Pistons and Nets minus 11, Pistons plus 11. Usually we say, we'll swallow whatever the Knicks, or whatever the Nets, have to swallow there. We're really not scared of that. So let's see who's out for these outs. Jahlil Okafor is still out for the Pistons. Dennis Smith is out. Hamidou Diallo is a game-time decision. So that's really the only person we have to really kind of follow, Hamidou Diallo, because he's been getting solid minutes. All right, the Nets, Blake Griffin and Kevin Durant are still out. TLC is a game-time decision. But, this Pistons team is nothing good, so we will swallow the 11 for the Nets. Obviously, we will swallow whatever points you want for this Nets team. We do not care. And if we ever get points, we will bet our house on them. If they ever get 1 point, if they get only 1 point, we bet our house. If they get 5 points, we bet everybody's house. We will break in and steal the deeds to your house. We'll repay you. We'll give you the house back, but we have to have some upfront collateral for for the sports book, folks. So if you ever get Nets with the points, you take it. If we have to swallow 11 here, I've got no problem with that. I'll swallow 11. We just swallowed 17 for the Jazz last night. It didn't pay off, but they won by 15, so we'll take it. We'll take the Nets minus 11. It's always great value. We can't pass it up. We'll live and die by the Nets every single night. We do not care. It hits more than it loses, and I don't think it ever loses. So, alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Raptors and Hornets. Raptors plus 2.5. Hornets minus 2.5. Now, this is an interesting spread. We'll see if Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam are still out, because that's kind of what the spread is saying to me right now. Fred VanVleet is still out. Pascal Siakam is still out. OG Anunoby is still out. Patrick McCaw is still out. They've all got that COVID-19, so not great there. Now for the Hornets, everybody is good to go. Now, this Raptors team, everybody stepped up last game against the Hawks, but they still lost by a buzzer beater. So unfortunate there. I think that's going to be a definitely deflating loss. That was their last game. Haven't played since then. Where the Hornets, their first game back, they win against the Pistons. Kind of closely, only by 3, but still a win there. So kind of a huge win for the Hornets, where a really deflating loss by a buzzer beater by, who was it, Tony Snell against the Hawks. So we'll take the Hornets minus 2.5 here against this very less deep Raptors team here today. Alrighty, and then we go Bucks Wizards, and once again we may be swallowing some points here, folks. Bucks minus 10.5, Wizards plus 10.5. Ins and out, everybody's gonna go for the Bucks, and Ish Smith is out for the Wizards, and Davis Bertans, he just got injured. Was it last night? They just played last night. He's injured, and now a game time decision, so he probably doesn't go. And at that point, they've got no great big. Giannis and Brook Lopez are going to have themselves triple doubles, like 40 point triple doubles. So we'll swallow the 10.5 here. We'll swallow these points. We do not care. We're getting far superior teams against very lackluster teams here. And this Wizards team, they've fallen off their magic, folks. We told you that when we just broke down their game. Stay away from this Wizards team. They're done. They're over. They're done. They're over. They are done. They are over. Alrighty, so let's keep moving on here. 3 solid picks already, and we still got 4 games to choose from. Let's get it. Here we go. Kings, Hawks. Kings +4, Hawks -4. Alrighty, Hawks just had that nice close win against the Raptors with the buzzer beater. Kings just beat the Rockets bigly, obviously, because it's the Rockets. Now, for the Kings, Hassan Whiteside is still out, unfortunately, and for the Hawks, Chris Dunn is out, and Cam Reddish is still out. Man, oh man, Cam, get back in that starting lineup. So, this is going to be close. I don't know if we can rebuy this Kings team. I mean, they are on this kind of 1-game winning streak. It was against the Rockets, so obviously not a huge win, but is this going to be the propeller to propel them back up into, their big old great 2-week stretch a couple of weeks ago that really, or kind of a couple of months ago, honestly. But want to see how this one's going to play out, how this Hawks team is going to kind of respond to that buzzer beater win. Does it build them up or does it kind of build them down a little bit? But I think we stay away from this one since we've already got some great games in our picks here. Hawks -4 is not bad. I'm just a little concerned that this Kings team is going to be back on now. I don't think so, but it's a possibility, and it's a big possibility enough that kind of affect me to stay away from this. So unfortunately, we'll stay away from this one. Hawks -4 isn't bad though, folks. It's not bad. If you are loving Hawks +4, I would support it. I'd give you the stamp of approval. Alrighty, and then let's keep moving on here. Blazers, Timberwolves. Ooh, Timberwolves +5, Blazers -5. Okay, now the Timberwolves just had a big old win against the Pelicans. I don't think that's exactly who they are, and it was really a lackluster night by everybody on that Pelicans team. Now, for the Blazers, still McCollum and Nurkic are still out, so the usual suspects are still out for the Blazers. And for the Timberwolves, D'Angelo Russell is still out. Jordan McLaughlin is still out. Malik Beasley is still out. So some big still names out for this Timberwolves team. So Blazers -5, man. I think I like it. I think that was a big old kind of one and done by that Timberwolves team. It was right after the All-Star break, caught everybody slipping. They were very, very well rested, obviously, because there was no All-Star in that Minnesota Timberwolves team. So I don't see them repeating their 135-point performance that they had the last game, and I love everything about this Blazers team. Let's see if they get back on track, because they just lost their last game. It was competitive, but they just lost against the Suns by 6, and they had the lead, but kind of blew it in the fourth quarter because Devin Booker took over. There's going to be nobody on this Timberwolves team that takes over in the fourth quarter. Nobody's going to be able to do that. So Enes Kanter against Karl Anthony Towns, I think that's solid for Enes Kanter. I think he can definitely hold him, not lock him up 100%, but he's not going to go for 30 and 10. He's not going to go for 38 and 11. He's probably going to go for maybe 22 to 25, maybe 8 or 9 rebounds, 6 assists maybe. So still a solid game, don't get us wrong, but a lockup in the context of what Karl Anthony Towns can do. So we'll take the Blazers -5 here. Alrighty, last 2 games, Pacers, Suns, and I got to just stay away from this one because I don't know how Karis LeVert's going to kind of fit into this mix, but we know Karis LeVert's in, so we got to stay away from this one. Devin Booker's a game-time decision for the Suns, and Cameron Johnson is confirmed out. So, little unfortunate there for their bench. Not going to take a big ol' hit. They still got Dario Saric and the other Cameron Payne, and they still got Jay Crowder off the bench. So the bench is still going to be fine for the Blazers, or for the Suns. I expect Devin Booker to play. He was a game-time decision last game and played, and actually won him the game in the fourth quarter. So we just got to stay away from this one. Karis LeVert back now first game for the Pacers. We'll see how it is, and we'll use this information to help us out in our future bets. And then the last game of the night, the Mavericks and the Nuggets, and whoa, close spread here. Mavericks +1, Nuggets -1. Interesting. Let's see if everybody's good to go for here. For the Mavericks, just Tyrell Terry is out. And for the Nuggets, Gary Harris a game-time decision. And same thing with JaMychal Green. So we may be able to get one of those 2 players back here. Okay, but we still know Paul Millsap is back. That's fantastic. And overall, Jokic against Porzingis? Come on. Give me Jokic all day. So I think we'll take the Nuggets here. The only reason why we probably stay away from the Nuggets here is that they're on a back-to-back, but we'll take them. I think the Mavericks, I don't think they're that great. They're good. They are good, and they are trending up. Don't get us wrong, but I got to take this. I got to take the Nuggets, folks. I got to take the Nuggets. Now, they also just did come down to the wire. Unfortunate, but they're back at home. They're at home for this game. They were on the road. They were on the road for their last game. So, at home, unfortunately on a back-to-back, I still think they get it done. We'll take the Nuggets here. Oh, wow. We got some great values here today. Yes, a 5-teamer. This is how you make money, folks. Holy moly. The odds are plus 2,400. So you bet $100 on it, folks. You're walking away with $2,500. I mean, this is how you make some money here today, folks. Nets minus 11. Hornets minus 2.5. Bucks minus 10.5. Blazers minus 5. Nuggets minus 1. Swallowing all these points. But it's not going to matter, folks. It doesn't matter. We got the better team. So we'll swallow the points. No big deal. Alrighty, oof, I'm excited tonight. Damn, win some money. We're gonna be winning some money, folks. Come on, we just hit 10K on the Nets minus 2.5, folks. Come on, don't play us, don't disrespect us. We told y'all. We gave y'all the heads up, folks. That's all we can do. We can just give you the information. It's up to you if you choose to do it or not. And we do it over here, folks. We do it. Alrighty, let's move on to our NFL draft prospect of the day. And today we're going to be looking at Kadarius Toney, folks, wide receiver from Florida. Now, alrighty, we're going to be breaking down the stats and looking at the tape. So let's start here. He has kind of been a utility player for these kind of last 3 years. So let's get the height out of the way. He is 6 foot, so great for the wide receiver. 193, not terrible there. Yeah, 4 seasons at Florida, but his freshman, sophomore, junior year didn't get a lot of burn. More of a utility player, using him in some gadget situations and some gadget kind of formations. So, freshman year, only 15 receptions for 152 yards, no touchdowns, and then he had 14 rushes for 120 yards and a touchdown. So, 272 yards total with 1 touchdown his freshman season. Then in 2018, his catches went up a little bit, 25 catches for 260 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushes went up a little bit, 21 rushes for 240 yards, so in total 500 yards for 1 touchdown in 2018. Then in 2019, receptions went down, 10 receptions for 194 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushes, what did he have? 59 rushing yards, unfortunately, so only 253 yards and 1 touchdown in his sophomore season. Then 2020, this season, he became officially a wide receiver. 70 catches for 984 yards, 10 touchdowns, fantastic, and he even rushed 19 times for 161 yards and a touchdown. So overall, 1,100 yards in totality with 11 touchdowns in only 11 games. Fantastic work. So he really just kind of kept getting better, finally elevated to that wide receiver mark, and he kind of made the most of it. 70 receptions for 984 yards, 14 yards to catch. We'll give him that, and then 10 touchdowns on top of all that. Pretty dang good. So interesting little career here. Not kind of a wide receiver for 4 years like we just saw, Lamar Chase or Devontae Smith or who's that other one from Alabama? Jacob Waddle, something like that. So only 1 great season here. We'll look at the highlights, but only 1 actual season here at the actual technical wide receiver position. So now that we have that broken down, let's see. He did get to some bowl games in 2018, 19, and 20, so let's see how he fared in the bowl games. Was he kind of the reason why they won? Did they even utilize him in bowl games? So here we go. 2018 bowl game against Michigan. They get the win, but he had 1 reception for no yards. He had 2 rushes for 36 yards. He had 1 kick return for 14 yards and no points. Let's see how many points Florida put up in general. They put up 41 points, so didn't even need him. Didn't really use them at all. That's 2018. Unfortunate. All right, let's go to 2019. Did they use them again, or did they use them at all here in their bowl game? All right, 2019, played the bowl game against Virginia. They get the win. 1 rush for 1 yard. 1 catch for -1 yard. No kick return, no punt return, so not even used in the offense. Let's see what Florida, they once again put up 36 points without Tim. Alrighty, but now in 2020, we definitely got to see him do something in 2020 since this was basically his only year. Let's be a little real here. Alrighty, so 2020, got to the bowl game against Alabama. Unfortunately, lost. Lost. All right, and they used them. 8 receptions for 153 yards and a touchdown. 2 rushes for 15 yards. 2 kick returns for 41 yards, and a punt return for 2 yards. No touchdowns out of the kicker punt return. So a little unfortunate here. He did score 1, so let's see how many points they had in totality. 46 points. All right. He did have a decent game. I mean, 153 yards receiving. We'll take that. Let's see kind of where he stacked up just in totality of everybody in this bowl game. Alabama's players, Florida's other players. So let's kind of see where he fares. Alrighty, so Kadarius Toney here, 150, let's just give him 168 yards in total, and he was actually the most total yards on their team. The second highest was Kyle Pitts, and that's obvious because he's fantastic. And then for Alabama, they had Najee Harris go for 245 yards, and they had Devontae Smith go for 184 yards. So obviously clear choices above Kadarius Toney, which obviously we know, and even Kyle Pitts up there close as well. So good night by Kadarius Toney. Kind of did exactly what they asked of him to do. Scored once, got solid production yards wise. I mean, when one player can give you 168 yards, I mean that's pretty damn good. So all right. All right, a little more context there to his bowl game performance. Would have loved to see him kind of score a little bit more, but hey, I mean, we don't call the plays or deliver the ball to that man. So overall, not bad stats. Obviously, we can only really kind of take the 2020 year because, I mean, he was just a utility player the other 3 years, not really any solid touches or carries or anything like that. So, but 2020, we'll give it to him. Good season there. 1,000-yard receiving, basically. Good in the bowl game. That's what we're talking about. All right, so we're really going to have to kind of judge our bulk of Kadarius Toney here in the highlights. So here we go. We get his highlights from 2020, and the description of this video is shiftiest player in the SEC. Is that true? Is this man the shiftiest player that we've seen? Well, let's see if this YouTube video is lying or not. But he's got 3 numbers here. I think is he 1 this year? He's 17-4-1. I'm assuming he's going to be 1 this year. We'll see what's going to happen. But here we go. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver. No more a utility player, 6 foot wide receiver now for Florida. Here we go. Right here, highlighted here, number 1. Nice just little move there just to get wide open over the middle of the field. Can he burst of speed? Oh, he does! He stays on his feet. He challenges the defenders right there, runs through a group of 3 defenders, and they can't bring him down. Poor tackling, great speed to kind of get to them at different times, not all of them converging at once. So fantastic speed there. And I want to watch this one more time, just kind of focus on him at the top of his route right here. Just a nice little fake out, and then that stutter step back in. It just beats the defender. Watch the defender on this man gets pulled inside, and now you got about 2 yards of separation, and just runs by him for the rest of the time, and then he's able to get to the second level. Fantastic work. That's a fantastic play. Wow. All right, they're going to show it again right here. I mean, it's just fantastic, folks. He burned his own defender, and then he was able to kind of outrun everybody else and not get brought down. Shoulder hits. Don't shoulder hit me. I'm 6 foot. Come on, I'm solid out here. I'm not these 5'10" receivers. Don't disrespect me. Alrighty, here, nice little wide receiver screen. Cuts back inside. Oh, stays on his feet. Okay, you literally cannot bring this man down. He's a weeble wobble, folks. This is like the second weeble wobble we've kind of been looking at here in our draft prospects. So, nice little screen there. First tackle can't get brought down. Second best tackle can't get brought down. And then it's just, a foot race. Well, it's not even a foot race. There's nobody to challenge him there for the last 10 yards. All right, here we go. Punt return, 50-yarder. He's going to take it all the way. He's got some good speed there, folks. Solid. So far, good speed. Can't really elevate it to great speed quite yet. We haven't really kind of seen a true foot race right here. But this is good speed right here. Get him to the outside. Get him into open space. He's going to make you pay for it. All right, nice little jet sweep there. Oh my God, hit at the line of scrimmage. Stays on his feet. If he doesn't get chased down right here, oh damn! I was ready to clearly know breakaway speed. Unfortunately, gets brought down here. Look at this corner hustle. Very well done. 20 of Ole Miss. We can get beyond that, man. But look at this, man. Gets kind of really hit right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's a good tackle right at his feet, but he stays on his feet. Let's give him that note. That stays on his feet, folks. Stays on his feet after contact. Beats everybody to the edge here. Stays on the sideline, and yes, spins a little inside to make it actually into the end zone. Fantastic works. Truly the shiftiest player we've seen so far, I would say. Stays on feet. Let's finish up this note real quick. Alrighty, here we go. Just beating his defender right here. Let's see why the defender fell. He fell. He made the Kadarius Toney made no contact with this defender right here. Just kind of beat him. Just made him fall kind of on his footwork right here at the top of his route. Cuts back inside. Defender can't even keep up, and that's a wide open touchdown. All right, here we go again. Just cuts inside. Oh, that's the same play. Yeah, just cuts inside. I mean, that's bad by the corner. That's just a burn. Truly just burned the corner right here. All right, going a little bit deep. Able to beat his defender. Just a one-on-one matchup. Hopefully we get another angle here to kind of see him. He knows he's open too. Called for it. All right. Unfortunately, we can't kind of see the start of this play to kind of see him get off the line. Maybe we can see it a little bit here. Just watch him right here. He's at the bottom of the screen. Just doing a little fade route and just running behind the defender. That's easy. He's got some good speed here. Alrighty. Back to good speed. I want to see him just fly down the field. That's what we're trying to wait for here to kind of judge speed perfectly here. Another one. This is against Alabama, and this must be in the SEC championship game. Just watch this man just burn the defender. Can we kind of track him from the start of the play down here? Just going deep. That double move to the outside, able to get about 1.5 yards separation, and that's wide open in the NFL, folks. And then just the closing speed. Here it is. Oh, this is perfect. This is the angle we're talking about right here. Here he is. Just hits him outside, and then the speed is gone, folks. Yes, sir. He cannot keep up. Cannot even dive. He's gone. Great speed. Great speed. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. On the goal line. Once again, just able to get there. Squeaks out. Fantastic work. He's too quick, folks. All right, I want to go back to this one more time. Hang on. Let's go back to this Tennessee play right on the goal line. Who's on him? I mean, look at that fake inside to show that it's man. It's man defense now since you got this linebacker kind of chasing him. And then he comes back, and look at that. Look at how much separation at the ball. As soon as the ball is snapped, look how much separation. This is about 2 yards. I know it's horizontally 2 yards, and this man can still make up some ground. But this is separation before the ball's even snapped, folks. So here he is, and then it's just a game over. It's game over. He's too quick. You're not going to be able to catch up there outside. He's too quick for you. Alrighty, moving on to the next play here. Going a little deep here, finding just the soft spot of the zone and takes it in for the touchdown. Yes, sir. All right, good, wide open, just wide open, just to get in those spaces. I mean, we got to give the man credit. Alrighty, coming back to the left side here in the end zone, touchdown. Couldn't really see him too much on this replay until the touchdown. So, once again, just wide open. I mean, nobody even within 3 yards of this man. Truly, truly wide open. There's literally two players 3 yards of him in front and behind, and he's in their sweet spot right there. All right, another wide receiver screen, and the blocking is just absolutely fantastic. All he has to do is run up the middle, and that's exactly what he does. Fantastic work. Great speed. Once again, just beats the safety right there at the front of the goal line. That's solid speed right here. Alrighty. What else we get here? In the red zone. Back of the end zone. Yes, sir. One-on-one matchup. And once again, he has about a half a step on the defender. And that's some great hands right there to secure the catch in the back of the end zone. Alrighty, so Kadarius Toney, folks. I mean, he's got some good speed. Nothing great. I mean, we didn't see anything amazing. Nothing that made our jaw drop. But definitely a solid wide receiver here at 6 foot. He's got some good speed. Got some good instincts. Cannot be brought down as well. I mean, you're really going to have to make sure you're a surefire tackle if you're going to be bringing down Kadarius Toney here. So, good size, good speed, solid wide receiver out here. Don't think he's going to be one of the top 3. Don't think he can compete for Lamar Chase or Devontae Smith or Jacob Waddle. But definitely good second tier, maybe a late round, first round, early second round pick. He's got some good stuff out here. So solid play out here, Kadarius Toney. And it's only 1 year, folks. I mean, he could be even better than this. He could be even getting better since we've only really seen him at the wide receiver position for only 1 year. Alrighty, let's kind of close out the show. Do we got anything breaking? Any breaking news here? Ooh, Jokic is questionable Saturday? We didn't see that. A little update. Questionable Sunday. If Jokic does not go in this back, did we take this out of our moneymaker? I need Jokic. If there's no Jokic, I don't want it. I don't want it. Interesting. All right, he's questionable with an ankle. We may still live with it, folks. We may still live with it. Alrighty, anything else? Not looking like it. This man just cashed in almost $1 million on a 15-team parlay. Holy cow. He choose any basketball? He chose the Hornets money line. Why can I not zoom in on this? Thank you. Suns money line. This was from a couple days ago, 311. Damn. What did he bet on this? What did he bet on this 15-teamer? He put $604 on this? Holy cow. I would never do that. I would never do that. Holy cow, 15-teamer. Well, congrats. You just made yourself a millionaire. Hey, folks, I mean, you know, that's the dream, right? That's the dream. Just hitting one. Just let me hit one, folks. Great work. Great work. Hopefully he listened to us because I think we chose the Hornets minus the points there. I think we even took the Suns in that game too. So might be listening to us for his basketball needs. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Y'all know it. Noon Eastern, Takes by Fans. Y'all know where to find us. Back breaking down the NBA, seeing what's happening just in the world of sports tomorrow, and breaking down another draft prospect. Got to keep ready, folks. I mean, there's a lot of players, and you don't know who your team's going to choose, so you got to be ready and got to know all the stats. You got to be, you got to be the cool sports guy at your office or wherever you are. Be like, oh yeah, I knew he was going to be good. Yeah, I knew Kadarius Toney was going to be good. I watched him and he was real good, and this good guy did a good breakdown of him, and I kind of agreed. So we kind of knew he was going to be good in this league. It's not a surprise to us. It's not a surprise. Alrighty, folks, we're back here tomorrow, noon Eastern. See ya.